Most Spanish students struggle with the simple past. Today, we're going to focus on only one verb, the verb to go. We're going to focus on the two conjugations, fui versus iba. Do you understand the difference between fui and iba? If you don't, watch this video, and I am sure that by the end of this video, you will understand much more and you will start using these words confidently. Let's get started. First, let's practice the conjugation. The first one that we're going to practice is the Pretérito Indefinido, which is went to, I went to, you went to a place. The conjugation is this one. Pay attention to the pronunciation. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuisteis. This is in Spain. If you are learning Latin American Spanish, you don't need this conjugation. Fueron. This is the conjugation. It's very important that you pronounce everything correctly. Here the emphasis is the I, and here the emphasis is the E. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuisteis, fueron. Now let's go to the pretérito imperfecto. The translation for this conjugation is used to go to a place or used to go to an event. Let's practice the conjugation. Iba, ibas, iba, íbamos. If you notice, in this conjugation, the emphasis is always on the I. Ibais in Spain. Iban. The conjugation is very important. Now, we're going to use these two conjugations with places and with events. I wrote a list of very common places and events that you can use all the time, words that you're going to hear all the time as well. Now here, if the place of the event is masculine, it should be to, the, a él. But in Spanish, we merge these two words and it becomes al. So al is to the masculine. So let's practice some words. So, for example, you can say, fui al cine. It's very important to connect these words, to try to pronounce them together. Fui al cine. This is not about speed. This is about pronouncing correctly and connecting little by little. Remember, it's better to speak slowly but clearly and little by little start connecting sounds, words, and letters than to try to speak things like very fast or to separate word by word. Remember, spaces between words only exist in the written language. In the spoken language, we connect and actually we make pauses in different places when we want to convey an idea, a complete idea. Now, fui al cine. Al cine, I went to the movies. Al concierto, to the concert. Al bar, to the bar. Al banco, to the bank. Al restaurante, to the restaurant. Al gimnasio, to the gym. Al médico, to the doctor. Al trabajo, to work. Al centro, downtown. Al parque, to the park. Al aeropuerto, attention with the connection. Al aeropuerto, to the airport. This is a difficult word. Al estadio. If you notice, you connect al, the L connects to the E. Al estadio. You don't say al estadio, it's al estadio, to the stadium. Al hotel, the same thing. So, if the noun starts with a vowel sound, then you connect the L to the vowel. Al hotel. We don't say al hotel, the H is silent, so you don't say al hotel either. So, al hotel. Now, all these words can be applied to both conjugations, but they mean different things. Let's continue with the vocabulary. If the noun is feminine, we say a la. So you could say, iba a la iglesia. Iba a la iglesia is I used to go to church. Used to go. Went to, fui a la iglesia is I went to church. A la iglesia, to church. A la playa, to the beach. A la montaña, to the mountain. A la fiesta, to the party. A la cita, to the date or to the appointment. A la reunión, to the meeting. A la oficina, to the office. A la farmacia, to the pharmacy. A la tienda, to the store. A la panadería, to the bakery. These are just a few very common nouns that you're going to use both with fui a, I went to, and iba a, I used to go to a place or an event. So you can see that the idea is very straightforward. You need to learn the pattern for went to a place, the conjugation, and then you need to learn the pattern for used to go to a place, the pattern and the conjugation. I wrote a few questions here and keywords that are very important. The question, when it is went to a place, is ¿qué hiciste? Here, you connect the I and the I. So you say, ¿qué hiciste? ¿Qué hiciste? ¿Qué hiciste is, what did you do? Now, you could ask using these keywords. Ayer, yesterday, specific moment. Anoche, last night, specific moment. La semana pasada, so the word pasado o pasada is very important. You can say el mes pasado, last month. El año pasado, last year. El mes pasado, el domingo pasado, last Sunday. Hace, ago. Remember, hace 2 semanas, 2 weeks ago. Hace 3 meses, 3 months ago. In English, you say 3 months ago. Ago is at the end. In Spanish, we say ago 3 months. Hace 3 meses. So this is the question for indefinido, and these are the keywords for indefinido. Now let's do the question for imperfecto. ¿Qué hacías? Again, there is a connection. You say, ¿qué ha? ¿Qué hacías? ¿Qué hacías is what did you used to do? ¿Qué hiciste is what did you do? And then there are some keywords for imperfecto. ¿Qué hacías? Cada verano, each or every summer. So you can say cada verano, cada semana, every week or each week. Todos los fines de semana, every weekend. Siempre, always. A veces, sometimes. Normalmente, usually. Now let's practice another very useful pattern. This one is ir a plus verbo. To go to plus a verb. So the conjugations are exactly the same. I went to a place to do something. I used to go to a place to do something. Now here, we're going to use the preposition a followed by a verb all the time. Here we don't need to say al or ala, just a. For example, fui a bailar, I went dancing. Fui a bailar, I went dancing. Specific moment and a specific activity. And then if you say iba a bailar, is I used to go dancing. This is a past habit or routine. Let's practice the vocabulary. Fui a bailar, I went dancing. Fui a pescar, I went fishing. Or iba a pescar, I used to go fishing. Nadar, swimming. Comer, eating. Beber, drinking. Correr, running. Caminar, for example, fui a caminar is I went for a walk. Fui a caminar. Iba a caminar, I used to go for a walk. Acampar, camp or camping. Trabajar, to work. Estudiar, to study. Dormir, for example, fui a dormir is I went to bed. Iba a dormir, I used to go to bed. Fui a comprar, I went shopping or I went to buy. Iba a comprar is I used to go shopping or I used to go buying. Entrenar, train. Hacer ejercicio, workout, exercise. Celebrar, celebrate. Esquiar, skiing. Surfear, surfing. Ver una película, watch a movie. Fui a ver una película, I went to watch a movie. Iba a ver una película, I used to go watch a movie. Visitar mi familia, visit my family. Desayunar, eat breakfast. Almorzar, eat lunch. Cenar, eat dinner. So I invite you to start playing with these combinations to understand what they mean and how you can use them on your daily life. Here, the same questions and the same keywords apply. For example, you could say, fui a bailar ayer. I went dancing yesterday. Or you can say, iba a bailar todos los fines de semana. I used to go dancing every weekend. So you see how these questions and these keywords are very important, and you can start playing with these words. We are not done with these amazing patterns yet. Let's do a couple more. Here, when we are using it for expresiones, expressions, so you need to learn what they mean. For example, fui caminando. Fui caminando is I went on foot. So it means that you didn't use the car or the train, etc. Fui caminando. Iba caminando. I used to go on foot. The same ideas apply here. You just need to get used to these phrases. Fui de vacaciones. I went on vacation. Iba de vacaciones. I used to go on vacation. De compras, shopping. De viaje, on a trip. If you notice, some of these expressions have prepositions. De or con. Some of them are just expressions. Fui de paseo. I went for a walk. I went for a stroll. I went for a short trip. De paseo. De fiesta. On a party or to a party or to party. Fui rápido. I went fast. Lento o despacio. Slow. I went slow. Fui solo. I went by myself. Fui acompañado. I went with company. Fui temprano. I went early. Fui tarde. I went late. Iba temprano. I used to go early. Iba tarde. I used to go late. Con amigos, with friends. En carro, bus, tren, etc. So, I used to go by car, by train, by bus, etc. So, these are very common expressions. And again, the questions and the keywords apply. Fui caminando al parque ayer. Fui de vacaciones el año pasado. I went on vacation last year. Iba de vacaciones cada verano. I used to go on vacation every summer. So I hope you understand that you can start playing with this chart and creating your own sentences. Don't even think we're done yet. Now I'm going to show you something that most Spanish students never study and many Spanish teachers never talk about. This is ir when we use it for plans and predictions. Planes y predicciones in the past, not in the future. The structure is ir a plus a verb again, but this is different. Here we're going to use only the imperfecto. We're not going to use the indefinido. The conjugation is iba, ibas, iba, íbamos, ibais in Spain, and iban. And what does it mean? It means was or were going to do something. It's a plan in the past. So it means that it didn't happen. That's key. It's not like I went to the park. Fui al parque. It happened. Iba al parque. I used to go to the park. It happened. Here, it didn't happen. That's the key thing to remember. We use the preposition a and we're going to use the verb. Let's practice with some examples. Iba a ver una película. Iba a ver una película. I was gonna watch a movie. Iba a ver. We connect them. Iba a ver una película. I was gonna watch a movie. It means that I didn't see it, that I didn't watch it for some reason. Something happened. A common preposition that we use here all the time is pero, but, pero, blah, blah, blah. Pero. It didn't happen. The next one. Iba a tomar unas vacaciones. Iba a tomar unas vacaciones. Iba a tomar unas vacaciones. Tomar unas vacaciones. Iba a tomar unas vacaciones. I was gonna take a vacation, but I didn't take them. So it didn't happen. That was a plan in the past. Iba a leer un libro. Here I'm missing the A. Iba a leer un libro, but I didn't read it for some reason. Iba a estudiar español. This is a very common situation for most Spanish students. Iba a estudiar español, pero, but, something happened. Something always happens. So, you need to just do it, like Nike. Iba a estudiar español. Iba a estudiar español, pero tenía mucho trabajo. I had a lot of work. Iba a estudiar español, pero estaba cansado. I was tired. Iba a estudiar español, pero estaba desanimado. I was discouraged. There are all the reasons or excuses possible. So, iba a estudiar español. I hope you guys never use this sentence. But actually, we do all the time. Here, creí que iba a llover. Creí que iba a llover. This is a prediction in the past. Creí que iba a llover. I thought it was gonna rain, but it didn't rain in the end. Creí que iba a llover. This is very common. You could say, creí que el otro candidato iba a ganar. I thought the other candidate was going to win. Creí, but he or she didn't win. Creí que iba a ganar. That was my prediction. Creí que iba a llover. I thought it was gonna rain. Pensé que ibas a llamarme a las 7. I thought you were gonna call me at 7. Pensé que ibas a llamarme a las 7. Pensé que ibas a llamarme a las 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. We connect them and we pronounce them together. It's not about speed, it's about connecting and pronunciation. Pensé que ibas a llamarme a las 7. Pensé que ibas a llamarme a las 7. I thought you were going to call me at 7, but you didn't call. ¿Ibas a decirme algo? Were you going to tell me something? ¿Ibas a decirme algo? ¿Ibas a decirme algo? Were you going to say something to me? Were you going to tell me something? And then a negative sentence. Ella no iba a ayudarme. Ella no iba a ayudarme. That wasn't her plan to help me. Attention with the connections. No iba. And here there are 3 A's. 1, 2, and 3. We connect them and actually only pronounce 2. Ella no iba a ayudarme. No iba a ayudarme. We don't say no iba a ayudarme. We say no iba a ayudarme. Ella no iba a ayudarme. Now, this is plans and predictions in the past. Question for you. What is the structure for plans and predictions in the future? You can leave it in the comments below. We are not done yet. Now, we're going to do a quick quiz. I want you to show yourself how much you have learned in this class. Don't just skip to the next video. Practice and study. And if you found this video useful and helpful, watch it as many times as you want. It's better to study a very good video many times than to just skip from video to video and not learn anything. Now let's put to the test what you know and what you have learned in this video. Fui versus iba. Quiz. 3 sentences. Number 1. Cuando era joven, when I was young, blah, 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 al cine todas las semanas. What do we need to use here? Iba or fui? Let me know in the comments below. I will read all the comments like always, and I will answer all the comments. Remember, you will only get better if you practice and repeat, make mistakes, and learn from your mistakes. Number 2. El año pasado, blah, 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 a la playa. Last year, blah, 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 to the beach. Fui o iba. Número 3. Number 3. Blah, 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 a salir, pero empezó a llover. Blah, 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 go out, but it started raining. Okay, guys, I hope you learned a lot in this video. Do the exercise, do the quiz, ask questions, watch this video as many times as you can. I will read all the comments with these answers and with the answers to the questions I asked throughout the video. Keep learning.